So today, Truma heater is here, this big mama. So that runs off gas or 240 volt electrics, but we're not having hookups, so we'll predominantly run it off gas. That's going to be its location, hidden in the cabinets. And I need to drill a big ass hole in the side of the van for the ducting. And there's an amazing video by a guy called Greg. He goes through the installation in awesome detail, so I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm going to go through all of the stresses that a novice DIYer has. So the first one is, how do I work out exactly where I'm going to come out on the van wall? I've been looking for indentations in the van so I can figure out where this is outside. So we've got the top of the wheel arch fold and the bodywork there, which I can see. And then actually the van starts bending inwards here, so I can get an idea of where this sort of region is. And then what I'll need to do is draw my circumference of the hole that I need to drill, and then also the distance of the shroud past the hole to make sure it doesn't go onto this curve in the metal, because it needs to be on a pretty flat surface. So then I'll draw my circle, drill a pilot hole, go around the outside, and then a great tip that this Greg chap has given is you should put a block of wood on this side and screw it into the van wall, so then when you use your hole saw to drill from the outside in, you get a really good supportive surface and the hole saw doesn't wander. Fingers crossed that will all go okay. If not, it's an expensive mistake because she's not a little hole. Her marking is around about here, which would be an okay location, but if you look down the side profile on the van, it's a bit concave, which makes me wonder or worry that we'll not get a really good seal. There she is, big asshole. Look at that, looks pretty good. Small gaps around, but I reckon by the time I clamp it with this on the other side, we're going to be laughing. What I did is drill the hole, painted it hammerite, and then whilst it was waiting to dry I thought I'd sort out all the wiring. So you need a 12 volt supply going to the heater, and then on that same circuit you need a 12 volt going to the control panel, and then you also need to install a temperature sensor. So what I've decided is the heater wire comes out here, so I have just spliced it, run a wire up to here. Now there was a query about whether this should have a 1 amp fuse or not. It says in the manual it should. Email the guys and they said they emailed Truma you don't need to. But if I blow the control panel, it'll cost me a lot of money, whereas putting a 1 amp fuse will cost me £2, so I will order that on eBay and wait for that to come. This is sort of digital control wire which comes from the heater to the panel, and then you've got to put a temperature sensor in, which is supposed to be at eye level somewhere around the room. They say put it over doors, the coldest spot of the van, if you want it nice and warm, but it's a bit of a faff to run, and I thought I'd go bang in the middle. So originally I drilled my hole here, absolute nightmare because there's a solid metal frame underneath, and the depth of the temperature unit is about this long once the wires are connected. So I've had to lower it, which means I've got a nasty hole in the side there. But we're painting all of this wood on the sidewall white anyway, so I'll fill it up with wood filler, sand it down, and no one will ever know. Right guys, so I didn't film the bit when I was put in, sorry about that. But yeah, that's the Truma thing fitted in, so it's all screwed in. Some white cowling which covers it, just to try and make it blend in. It's a bit big, but I don't know, sticks to the side of the van, and it's what you need to stay warm and have hot water. So I'll show you on the inside really quickly. So you can see my nice wooden disc there. So that just acts as to clamp it against the metal framework. And then you've got these big fat Jubilee clips which tighten the pipe. And then there's the smaller pipe in the middle. That runs in to take the exhaust out, and then the wider pipe brings in all the fresh air. And the great thing about that is because when you can combust gas, it produces water vapour. So the fact that all of the exhaust goes out and the air comes in and it's external to the living compartment means that no water vapour is brought into the van, so it's a dry heat, which is class, right? So I'll put all of the insulation back in and around it, seal up, we'll position this bad boy next to it and attach the exhaust on the other side. And I need to drill some more holes through, so there's like a drainage valve, which really annoyingly is like an 18mm hole, which classically don't have a drill or a hole saw that size, so we'll have to wait a little while until I can order those. And then I need to wait for the gas drop out vents to come, and we'll finish off all of that installation. But it's nice to get this done, particularly before it starts raining in a couple of days, so sweet.